Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back for a second video today. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Beast. All right. Enough. I'm YouTube. Famous now. Available in 2020. The album, Dad AF. Rock on, gold, dust, woman, platinum, silver, titanium. Today we're going to talk about Jake Paul, okay? Now, I wasn't going to do my whole intro going into this video because I just did a video literally 5 minutes ago, and I've been wanting to make this Jake Paul video for a couple days. I have a serious question. If you are over the age of 20, can you explain to me what exactly is appealing to Jake Paul? I'm very, very confused about this, okay? And I have friends of mine that, like some people that I know that like think his content. I'm not really sure that I call somebody hiring a videographer to follow you around doing stupid stunts. I don't know that I necessarily call that content, but it is what it is. Anyway, can somebody explain to me the appeal of Jake Paul? Like, I really want somebody to explain it to me, okay? And let me tell you what happened. So, the other day, I was on Twitter, and I noticed that Jake Paul had posted this video, and he said, a new video, I had to go to the hospital. And I immediately was like, okay, so you're posting this video about going to the hospital because you know that everybody's gonna think that it has something to do with what's going on in the world right now, right? So it's very clickbaity, but you're not gonna come out and put that in the title because you're gonna chance demonetization or the video being taken down or whatnot. So you're not gonna say that, but you're gonna put this out, right? So I was like, what is this video about, okay? So I go over and I watch this video. Hold on a second, I just actually watched it back. Listen, I'm right now watching The Good Place. Have you ever seen this show? Okay, so boys and girls, a drama class. There's a good place and there's a bad place in the world. There's also a middle place, which is kind of like, I love the woman that lives in the middle place. If you watch the show, she's so fantastic. But anyway, but there's a good place, which is heaven, and then there's a bad place, which is hell, okay? If there is, who is calling me? If there is, I'll have to call you back later. That was my sponsor. If there is, my sponsor, not like, you know, Manscaped or Adam and Eve, but I do have codes for those, so go use them. But this video is not sponsored, but like my recovery sponsor, because I've been sober 25 years, which I guess I think is kind of like, even when I was back out there using back in the day, this is not the kind of fun that I was like, I don't know. I really don't get the appeal. I don't. So anyway, I went in and I watched this video that he did, and the video is called, I had to go to the hospital, ... And it was posted 5 days ago. It currently has 1.5 million views on it. It has 69,000 likes and 4.6 thousand dislikes. And I watched this video, and the beginning of it is him smoking a blunt, and he's like up in the middle of the mountains or something, and he and Logan are shooting all these guns. And then it comes up, and the video that, now I have heard, okay, allegedly conspiracy speculation, that Jake Paul's average age group is anywhere from like 12 to 15. So then it comes up, and this video is suggested things got sexual with Riley Reid, okay, which then they go in and they talk about that video later too. So he's out there and he's talking about like how he's like stuck inside and like he needs to get out, and so they went and they shot all these guns, and then he's like driving this like four-wheeler, not even a four-wheeler, like a, you know, what is it called, like one of those AV, I don't know, okay? I don't go mudding, I don't do all that kind of stuff, okay? That's never been my dream of the world, listen. So anyway, I'm watching all of this kind of stuff, and I'm like, what is so appealing to this video? And then it goes in, and it's about like, how one of his team members, because he's like, I'm taking quarantine very seriously, right? Okay, remember that. So he's like, I'm taking quarantine very seriously, and he had done this video supposedly where like one of his team members left the house to go hook up with somebody. So he did this video, and then he basically bought them all, you know, things. Listen, you can use my Adam and Eve code, Peter, for 50% off, and you can go over there and you can get you one of these little toys too, okay? So he buys toys for all of the people in the Adam and Eve house. I swear this video is not sponsored either. He goes to buy everybody in the Team 10 house, okay? And I'm thinking to myself, this is interesting, okay? Now, this is supposed to be pandering to the 12-year-old audience. Smoking blunts, shooting guns, almost killing yourself on this off-road vehicle, okay? And then buying, you know, pocket devices. We'll just call them that, okay? Family friendly. Pocket kitty cats, okay? Pocket kitty cats for your team members, okay? Which they're all grown adults. They're all grown folk. They can do what they want to do. But then he goes in And he does this thing where, like, he surprises his, like, a lot of these shots had to have been shot before we were, like, quarantined, which has been weeks at this point. I'm in Indiana, and we're going on our 3rd week, and California has been on it longer than we have. So I'm like, okay, I'm very confused, right, when you shot these pieces. So then he goes in and he does this, like, prank on his friend, who is the one that left the house. And he has this girl, like, call him over like they're gonna hook up. And then the guy goes over there, and then Jake and his friend are, like, in the house, and they surprise him, and they start shooting him with this, like, play gun or whatever, right? And I'm like, okay, so you just broke quarantine by going over to this girl's house, right? Like, okay, I'm confused. Then he shows this scene, literally like the last minute of the video, is him going to the hospital because he says because he's so rough on himself and boxing and these off-road vehicles and all this kind of stuff, that he's, you know, so hard on himself that he gets his brain scanned once a year. Which, I don't know when he got that done, because I don't believe that you can just walk into any hospital right now and get your brain scanned. So that must have been done weeks ago, okay? And he just filmed the footage. But he, so that's why he went to the hospital, was to get this brain scan. And then he talks about supposedly having this hole in his brain, which is very sad and all that kind of stuff. But he kind of makes a joke out of it. Anyway, so that's why he went to the hospital. But the hospital, the video being called "I Went to the Hospital" is so clickbaity. And it was interesting to me because when I went to his Twitter and I was looking at it, people were really giving him a hard time. Like, back in the day, when I would do videos about Jake Paul and things like that, like, literally, if you went underneath his Twitter feed, like, everybody loved Jake Paul. And I'm almost kind of starting to believe that Jake Paul is, like, the person that everybody loves to hate, but they keep on watching anyway. Not necessarily hate watching, but they just think it's so absurd that they watch. It's almost kind of like, I mean, I do really think that he's smart on one level, because what he's done is he's basically taken the model of Jackass from the 90s. Y'all remember Jackass with Johnny Knoxville and all those guys? He's basically taken that model and he's turned it into a younger version with his group. And it's very smart. I mean, it's very smart. But here's my thing. I was watching this video the other day. If you don't know, Tyler Oakley, he came out. Tyler Oakley is going to be doing this whole, like, workout thing now over on IGTV. It's called Workout with Tyler Oakley, I think. It's a great title. But anyway, so I was watching that video because I wanted to see what he was coming out and announcing, because he fed it out for like 2 weeks straight that he was announcing some big deal that he was doing. So I went over and I watched that. And then next to it was all these videos, and it was like basically like why Tyler Oakley's career died. And it was really interesting because they were going in and they were talking about the fact that Tyler Oakley he has literally lost, you guys, almost 1 million subscribers. I cannot believe it. Like, when this all started with people making these videos about Tyler Oakley's career, he was at like 8 million and something, and now he's at like 7.2 million. So I watched some of these videos about why Tyler Oakley's career died, and they were talking in there, because I have my own conspiracy speculations about that, and I've always said that I believe it's because he didn't allow his audience to grow up with him. Like, he didn't grow up with his audience, he just continued to make the same content that he had always made. Well, okay, that's real cute when you're making videos about One Direction when you're 19 or 20, okay, and everybody's in college and they're talking about One Direction, and it's, you know, but then flash forward 10 years when you're not just listening to One Direction every day, those people have kind of phased out, and they're married, they have kids, they have professional jobs, and they don't want to maybe see a video of you sitting around your apartment getting high and putting on wigs. I'm just saying, that's not their life anymore, you know what I mean? So you kind of got to grow with your audience, and I've always said that, you know? For me, I'm lucky, because I'm the old man of YouTube, okay? So I just have to stay the same. I ain't got nowhere to grow. I mean, unless I'm like, my average age group of followers is 70. I'm just saying, and if they are, I love y'all out there, okay? Listen, senior citizen discount on this channel. But anyway, maybe if you're 70, I'll see if I can even get you more of a discount on the Adam and Eve, okay? Because listen, even 70-year-olds need the pocket kitty cat, okay? I'm just saying, they do, you know? So anyway, but like, they go in there and they talk about how Tyler Oakley got very political, and like, people were unfollowing him because of like a lot of political things. In this one video, she was like, but I don't really think it's that. I really think it's that he didn't allow his audience to like mature with him. And I was like, bingo, that's exactly what it is. Well, Jake and Logan Paul are not either. And the fact that they still pull this many views, which 1.5 million views for Jake Paul is a lot less than he used to pull. It really is. It's surprising to me. So when I went underneath here, I was going through these things, and it was, I mean, one negative comment after another, just one after another. I mean, people were like, I hope you didn't make it, basically. I'm not going to say it on here. Someone said you should have. I mean, it's just horrible what people are saying on here, right? And then someone said, I actually think I am the #1 of defending Jake and Logan. Just don't like them getting hate because they are getting so much negativity in this Twitter thread, right? And then someone said using the, you know, epidemic for views. And then there was a lot of that underneath there that people are like, Jake Paul is really like trying to, you know, this. And what was interesting to me is before I watched the video and I saw that thread, I was kind of like, no, I mean, okay, fine. Like it is a clickbaity title. Hold on a second. My dad hated when I did that as a kid. But anyway, it doesn't matter because I'm not anymore and I'm a grown adult and I can do whatever I want to do. So anyway. What was I going to say? Oh, I didn't really believe it, okay? I thought that it would be something like he went to the hospital because he fell down or something like that, which is exactly what it is, right? But when you watch the video, he really does talk a lot about what's going on right now. And he like, and it is very clickbaity because it's like this kind of ongoing theme of his videos right now, right? And I'm like, this is interesting to me. I don't know. So then I noticed, because here he is, trying to stay relatable again, he put out a tweet 2 days ago, anyone else wish they were back in high school replacing vodka bottles with water so your parents don't know, and TPing houses and going to the Friday night football games. Well, I was surprised when I saw this. First of all, I thought Jake Paul, am I confused? Maybe I'm wrong, but I didn't believe that Jake Paul graduated from high school. I thought in watching the series with Shane Dawson that he said that he ended up going to California to follow Logan because, like after Logan got out there, because, and so he just left high school. And he's also come out and said that there was no purpose to going to high school whatsoever, which if you don't remember is why he came up with this fantastic business class that you can purchase every single month where you can live a life like Jake Paul. How much is he making off that, I wonder right now? So anyway, it was interesting because people underneath here were like, and bullying smaller kids. And someone said, and I thought I would go underneath here and people would be like, yes, yes, I remember those days because in all honesty, like, yes, we did that, okay? My friends and I, we did. We emptied the water out of the water bottles and then we put vodka in it and we shouldn't have, but we did, okay? And this one time I stole alcohol from my dad. And there was a bottle of ouzo that he had never opened. And if you don't know what ouzo is, it's this like Greek drink, right? And somebody had gifted it to him. And so I took it out and I like, you know, and like poured half of it out into a water bottle. And the other half I like poured with water and I put back in. And if you don't know, when you add water to ouzo, it turns a cloudy color. And I was effed. I knew it. I was like, oh my God, I'm so screwed. And my dad knew. But anyway, he was like, I've known you've been stealing alcohol from me for a long time. So anyway, and I don't condone that because I'm 25 years sober and those were not great choices, but anyway. So anyway, and then somebody said, and I did have similar experiences to that. I mean, we used to fork our friends' yards. If you don't know what that means, it's like you go at night when the yard is like kind of moist and I hate that word. I hate moist, juicy, meaty, and panties, and I definitely hate all those words used together in a sentence. But anyway, so we would take these plastic forks and we would put them in people's yards, like our friends' yards. This is so bad, I shouldn't be telling this, but anyway. I mean, hell, Jake Paul's whole channel is all about this kind of stuff. I don't know if he's ever forked anybody's yard. He should do that. Dedicate it to me, and then I would get 1 million followers off of Jake Paul. Could you do that, Jake? I would really appreciate that. Thanks. Thanks. Times are slow right now. Anyway, so you put the forks in somebody's yard, right? Like a whole box of them, and then it freezes overnight, and then when the people go try to pull out the forks, they break into the ground. It's real mean, right? I'm like, I have so many pranks. We were not good kids in high school. Someone said, well, our high school experiences are completely different, which is funny because their picture is Jake Paul. Someone said, I definitely did not TP people's houses for fun, but I'm not surprised you did. That was kind of a big thing back in the day. And then there's all these people in here just like thirsting for him to follow them back. Someone said, no, not really. And then someone said, shut up and bend over. Oh my Lord. And then someone said, sir, what? Someone said, back in high school, your fans are still in elementary school, my guy. Totally read him. And then someone said, where are your fans? And then someone else answered, being a better role model. And then this just like, people go off on each other in his thread. Nah, dog, my parents froze the vodka and vodka doesn't freeze, so they knew what was up. Okay, so there's this whole thread underneath there when he's talking about this, because I don't know where the whole frozen vodka thing is, but a lot of people keep their vodka in the freezer, right? Okay, vodka doesn't freeze. That's why you keep it in the freezer. And so there's this whole thread underneath there. And then somebody even says they put salt. I don't know. But anyway, someone said, I miss freshman year so much and no responsibilities. And someone said, must have been nice. But anyway, it goes on and on and on. And people have all this to say underneath there. But I thought it was really interesting. Like, I thought Jake Paul still got so much positivity and people were like, yes, 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 another day, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't think that he was getting this kind of negativity. And so is it like the Jake Paul favor is falling out? You know, it's interesting to me. And I have to say, like, the battery died. Anyway, what I was gonna say was, I have to say that all of my friends that are parents, right, like that have kids that are in high school, or junior high. Well, most of them, I would say more like junior high. They're like, we don't let our kids, and they have like a list of people that they don't let their kids watch on YouTube, which I think is really, really interesting. I'm like, I hope you let them watch me, right? Because family friendly, and I need the view. So anyway, do it for the views. Do it for the views. But that's the other thing too. It's like Jake Paul, I don't think that he would have a problem admitting that like literally everything that he does is for views. I don't know. I kind of, that's the one thing I do respect about him is he and Logan are so obviously so into this just for the money, just for the views, just for the clout, just what all of that. And so I guess to some degree, I kind of respect that, you know, I mean, but that's kind of a boss move. But at the same time, it's like, I think he's a horrible role model for the youth, which are the majority of the people that are following him. And if you think about it right now, if his average audience is like 12 to 15, let's just say, then 12-year-olds, you know, will probably age out by the time they're 28. He's got another 15 years on YouTube to pull this pranks, but like how funny will that be when he's like 35? I don't know, maybe some people will think it's funny. I don't know what to think about all this. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Are he and Tina married still? I wonder. Anyway, I love you guys and I will see you then. Bye.